the latest and actually the first episode of the View Center podcast. I'm your host, Tega, and I'll be joined shortly by my friend and the guest for today's episode, Edmond, to discuss everything that's happened in the world of football over the weekend. So do sit back and relax and enjoy the episode.
Okay, so let's start patching Edmond on the line. Edmond, are you on the line?
Yeah, Tega, I'm here. It's great to be here. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, it's nice having you, Edmond. We've been friends for a while, so I would just like my listeners to know more about you. So who exactly is Edmond Oris, and why are you a very controversial person on Twitter?
Well, Edmond Oris. I'm currently serving at Oyo State, Ibadan to be precise, and I've been watching football since I saw the 2003, 2004 Arsenal's invincible season. So I've been watching football for a very long time. So most of the time I feel like I'm controversial because lots of people that argue football these days did not start watching football at the time I started watching football. So a lot of things have changed. A lot of rules have been introduced, and it has affected the way a lot of football fans see the way they view football now. So my thoughts and my opinions are always very clear. But there are sometimes when I just like to banter people. But realistically, I'm a real football fanatic from start to finish.
So is that why you are always on the case of Ronaldo and Messi and always against someone's MCN? I'm always criticizing Ronaldo, but nobody is above and nobody is beyond Messi when it comes to you.
Well, in my opinion, there should be no argument there. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ronaldo is a great footballing figure. He's a goal scorer. He's ambitious. He has put in so much work and so much effort to get to where he has gotten to. So he should not be in any way, not to take anything away from him. But Messi, on the other hand, is just totally fair. Like, he's out of this world figure. So when my annoyance most of the time, I'm obviously a little bit on the
already worked up.
Yeah, but I'm less worked up about it now. You give up. But initially, my opinion is that you should not compare anybody with this guy. Like, this guy is something else. When you watch him, and after watching him, you get up and you say, no, someone. I can understand if you have maybe a personal favorite, just for one or two reasons. You say, okay, this is my person. I just prefer. But to now come and say someone is better, that is outrageous, figure. So most of the times, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, so I do get your opinion. And if we want to talk about Ronaldo and Messi, we'll definitely not stop today because it's like your favorite topic. And anytime I see you tweet, I know you tweet at least 5 things about Messi versus Ronaldo at least every day. So for us not to get into the weeds about it, let's just jump straight into the La Liga. Over the weekend, Messi got his 400 goal in La Liga, and it was like the first player ever to score 400 goals. So what's your opinion about that remarkable achievement?
It's remarkable because this guy has played in so many different positions. I know a lot of people will say he has been in Barcelona all his life and no new challenge and everything. But he started as a traditional winger. He was playing on the right hand side under Frank Rijkaard. I've forgotten the year he broke out exactly now. But then Ronaldo was in the team, Deco was in the team, Eto'o was in the team. Yeah. But he started out there, and by the time Guardiola came, he reinvented the false nine position. He reinvented the first nine position and made it his own for that 4 years that he had 14 titles in 14 titles out of possible 18 with Guardiola. He gets scoring a lot of goals, and then when Guardiola left and Tata and what's the name of this man? The man that died, Tita Villanova, when he came, they changed his position again. So to still be scoring the incredible amount of goals he's scoring, while playing the way he's playing, while being able to switch between positions, and is outrageous, really. He has 400 goals now in his fastest in La Liga. Not just in La Liga, in the whole of Europe. You know what I'm saying? So Ronaldo, on the other hand, a lot of people will say Ronaldo is a goal scorer, is a this. The only place where Ronaldo can rival Messi in terms of footballing ability is goal scoring. Now Messi has 400 goals, Ronaldo has 400 and I think 9 league goals. So you can see that, and he has played way lesser matches So it's outrageous. It's a remarkable record for him, and I know he's not going to stop there because this guy is actually getting better. I think most of us that are lucky now to be able to witness him, we should try to watch La Liga games often, try and watch Messi often. It's a joy to watch. I swear to God.
But you also say that what the function Ronaldo said that Messi should accept a challenge and move to a different league. Are you of the opinion that he needs to maybe as his contract runs to an end or something, he needs to try and force to move away from Barcelona and try maybe to move to the Premiership or move to the Italian Serie A, or move to the French league, just somewhere else so we can say, okay, he has done it in La Liga, can he do it in another league, the same way Ronaldo is doing in the Italian Serie A?
If I always laugh when I hear this point of argument from people where they say he has to go to another league to prove himself, he has to go. Alex Ferguson is one of the greatest managers the world has ever seen, and he spent most of his career in Manchester United reinventing himself. So football, every game is a challenge. You get what I'm saying? Every game is a challenge. If Sergio Aguero, David Silva can come to the Premier League, Santi Cazorla, and come to the Premier League and dazzle us, even Fabregas, Sanchez, all these are way lesser players than Messi. If they can come to the so-called big Premier League and completely, even as lazy as Ozil is, even as even as weak as Ozil is, Ozil has come and there are seasons where he has been completely unplayable. You get what I'm saying? To talk about what Messi is going to do. So my own argument is, you don't from as a club from Barcelona, you don't go from Barcelona to any other club. Any other club you leave from Barcelona, you are going lesser. And I don't think anybody goes from 3 to 1. You want to go from 1, you want to go better. You get what I'm saying? The only other club that I've been able to say.
So are you actually saying Barcelona is like the biggest club in the world, bigger than Real Madrid, bigger than Manchester United?
Obviously, they're bigger than Manchester United without the shadow of the doubt. But the only other, that's what I want to say, the only other club that will have been able to match Barcelona for it's Real Madrid, and because of the kind of rivalry that Real Madrid has, it is impossible for Messi to play for Barcelona for Real Madrid. That will have been the only other club that is okay. When you leave Barcelona, you are going higher. Yeah, but any other place, you are coming below your standard. You are coming below your. It's like Neymar's move now from PSG, from Barca to PSG. You are going down. The only other place from Barcelona is downward, and Messi is not going to do that. He's not going to do that.
So why do you think Maradona is always on Messi's case? Like constantly say that Messi can never be a leader, or Messi is not a leader. So most times Maradona says good things about Messi, but most of the time it's always very negative things. No matter what he does, no matter even if he scores 400 goals like during the weekend, or if he gets Argentina to the final, why is he always so negative about Messi?
Okay, first and foremost, Maradona is a brilliant player, one of the greatest the world has ever seen. He was a magician on his day. You get, in terms of footballing abilities, there are not many players that are better than him. But his opinion on football has been very, very questionable for a lot of time, because first and foremost, he tried to go into the coaching line and he failed. He failed with Argentina.
He's still a coach now.
He has failed with some other. So his footballing opinions are very, 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 very questionable. But that aside, I feel it's just personal bias against Messi, because he knows that Messi has come and has literally tarnished his legacies, and he has outdone him basically. The only place where he hasn't is he has not won an international trophy. So most of the older generation in Argentina prefer Maradona to him. So is this is the same thing with Pele too, where Pele said Messi is not a good player. He says he only plays with one leg. So they feel like Messi is coming to threaten that status that he has as one of the greatest in the world, because you cannot tell me Messi is not a leader. Being a leader does not mean you have to come out and be vocal. There are different forms of leadership. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. There are different forms. You can't
lead from the teams and always scoring, always like saving Barcelona and the team.
When Barcelona are in trouble, there are games when Barcelona are I can remember the game where we lost to AC Milan 2-0 in the first leg in Champions League. Then we needed to win. It's Messi that the team look up to. Every game we're easy. So tell me how can you be a better leader than that? How can you lead more than that again? So because he's not a vocal person, quite alright. Because he's not a vocal, stand in front of the camera and talk and direct. that makes him a bad leader. I mean, come on.
So over the weekend, Barca won 3-0. It was a fairly routine win. Suarez scoring 2 goals and Messi also scoring. Let's move over to your rivals now, Real Madrid, as they say, struggled they struggled again once again to get over Real Betis. I mean, what's going on over in Real Madrid? Can you like explain, or do you, in your sport opinion, what do you think is going on over at the Madrid end of the league?
Madrid, they are in shambles. I'm sorry. I'm actually finding it very interesting because obviously I'm a Barca fan. I want nothing good for Real Madrid. But to be honest, and to be fair to them, it's not been easy because when a team loses its figurehead and their key player, they lost to Zinedine Zidane, a manager that gives them 3 Champions League titles back to back, and he won the La Liga title once. So they lost a figurehead in the coach. It's always difficult for teams to transition from a new coach to another coach. I'm sorry, from another coach to a new coach.
Yeah.
Then they lost the spearhead they lost the spinal cord of the team in Cristiano Ronaldo.
That's Ronaldo.
With Ronaldo in the team, you are starting almost with at least a goal up. Almost every game, you're starting with as bad as it can be. You're starting with a goal up. Plus, that fear factor is no longer there. You get what I'm saying? We already know that they've changed coaches midway, beginning of the season. They changed the former Spanish coach. They brought in this one. So that fear factor is no longer there. Plus, it's the style of the play because when Ronaldo was there, all their game was being shaping to Ronaldo's ability. It was being both from the fullback, Marcelo, Carvajal, Isco, Modric, and everybody. But now Ronaldo is not there, and all of a sudden they're like, it's like they're learning how to play. They're trying to find their identity, and with a new coach again. So it's always going to be difficult for any kind of thing. So I feel like it's going to take a while. It may take this season. This season they should just try and see what they can salvage from it. Probably next season too, because they need to get in a couple of signings and just change the identity of it so it becomes a new thing. Because these players, they are all known to play to Ronaldo's strength. Now you can see that they are really struggling. They were lucky the ball was going, the free kick in the something minute. So if not, it would have been a disaster again.
Yeah, because I get that, but in terms of trying to change the identity, I think they are like buying younger players. They're bringing in Vincencio. So how they would pronounce his name now? They brought in also Rodrigo. They brought in Odriozola. So they're bringing in kind of younger players to kind of replace the ones that are maybe aging or the ones that are about leaving. So in terms of changing the identity, I think that's what they are trying to do at the moment. So they need to get a big player, like they've been trying to chase Hazard and trying to chase a couple of bigger names. Maybe if they can get 1 or 2 of those bigger names in the summer,
it's a huge help for next season.
But actually, what's actually happening with Isco and Santiago Solari? Because Isco can't seem to get any game time. It was just like over the summer when he was the most important player in Real Madrid and Ronaldo was injured or Bale was injured, and everybody looked up to Isco because he was like the hottest player in Spain at the moment. But now he can't even get a game time. We saw a lot of players being injured. Like someone said recently that Solari has to play 3 defenders, 5 midfielders, and he has to change the whole system. He has never played 3 defenders, he has never played 5 midfielders since he started coaching even with the junior team. He has to change the whole system just to make sure Isco doesn't start and Isco remains on the bench. So what do you think is going on between Solari and Isco, and do you think that relationship can even be salvaged?
I don't know. We've seen a lot of things happen in footballing where we've seen cases like this, and we've seen a situation whereby we thought there was no hope for the player, and then all of a sudden he becomes one of the most important players again. I think this is not the first time in Isco's Real Madrid career that he's been almost
but it's never been like this bad. Yes,
you get. But to be fair, I just feel maybe it doesn't. Some coaches don't just like some players. Maybe they don't just like his characteristics. They don't feel it's what they need for their team. So I feel that's what's affecting. But on the part of Isco too, I feel like a lot of Real Madrid fans used to always complain that he hogs the ball too much and he loses. He hogs the ball too much. He tries to dribble. He turns and he makes a very routine pass. Obviously, I'm not doubting his potential. So to be fair to him, I feel maybe like he needs to work on his game because the coach does not have time now for luxury players. They're struggling. They need results. They don't need a player that is going to be touching and turning and twisting and turning and it's going to make everything fast. But defensively, in a way, is the liability. And when you are struggling, you go first for defensive solidarity. So I feel like the coach is seeing Isco as maybe like a luxury player, kind of. So that's what it's really. To be fair, I don't know. I just feel I feel he should leave. I feel he should leave because he's done his bid for Real Madrid. He has a La Liga title. I think he has the Copa del Rey. He has Champions League. So
because I also feel that if like in the match against Real Betis, where it was like Real Madrid fans will forgive me. Now if Real Madrid, if someone told me it was Real Madrid, that was Real Madrid thing, and I did not know Real Madrid before, I won't believe, because they were actually struggling in the game against Real Betis, and they had 26% possession. That's shocking. And they had a player exactly, and they had a player like this on the bench, and even when they were struggling and trying to look for a goal, and even with Benzema getting injured and breaking a finger, the coach brought in a striker from the B team to make his debut. And even towards the end of the game, when they had the chance to bring in Isco to try and create something out, he ended up bringing another young player, ended up bringing Ceballos. So I feel they have like a relationship, Solari and Isco, they have like a relationship that they can't just work it out at the moment. And even Solari keeps saying it's not personal, Isco shouldn't take it personal, and all this kind of things. But I feel it's best for Isco now maybe to say, okay, it's time for me to leave. Because if Solari is going to be the coach, unless Solari is going to leave in the summer, if Solari is going to be the coach permanently, then there's no hope for him at the moment. I think I don't know, maybe that's how you feel.
If Solari is going to be, I think he will need to find a summer move. I mean, it's better than Isco is far better. He has so much potential. He's too good to be on the bench.
Yeah. So let's move over quickly to the Nigerian Premier League. There are not really any really surprising results. The only surprising result in the Nigerian Premier League was Oka United losing at home to El Kanami. The Nigerian Premier League, the home team hardly loses. So when the home team loses, back and say, what just happened? You kind of get surprised and you're like, okay, I need to look at the league. So is there any way that Nigeria League can improve in those kind of results, being like home and away? The disadvantage that going to an opponent's home ground, that it's going to be a very big struggle to even get 3 points. Do you think there's any way that the league can kind of improve, maybe helping the players or helping the referees or making the conditions a little bit better for teams that are traveling to another ground to go and play?
I don't, to be honest and to be fair, I don't really understand the logic behind home and away psychology, because they talk about it a lot in Europe. So they are going, the Champions League, for example, most teams prefer to play their second leg, the deciding leg at home because of, I don't know, maybe it's the home fans.
I think it's the fans. Yes,
maybe it's psychology, but to be fair, I don't really understand it, and it's so evident in the Premier League, because in the Nigerian Premier League, because you can't go to someone's home and win, no matter how poor the team is playing. So I have no idea what the team is. I feel like it's a psychological problem. Maybe they need psychologists to work on the players' mind to be able to know that, because no matter how you want to say, maybe it's the fans, the condition, the training, the pitch condition, both teams still have to play 90 minutes at the end of the day. They still have to kick the football. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a psychological problem that can be worked on by, I don't know, the coaches. They just need to do more. They need to try more and do better, because it's shocking the kind of results. You can see a situation by the best team in Nigerian Premier League goes to the home of the worst team, and you can't just win. I don't just know, it's like, is it a generational curse or something?
Let's move back to Europe. We've been able to summarize the main event that happened in the Nigerian Premier League. Let's move back to Europe. Let's just try and round up some transfer news. I think he also supports Arsenal, and Emery came out the other day to say he cannot make permanent signings, he can only make loan signings. So what do you think in terms of the Premier League now, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United? Just briefly, what can you think? What do you think these teams need to make their teams better?
Well, for Arsenal, to be honest with Arsenal, I have no idea what the problem is because a couple of weeks back we were celebrating 21 games unbeaten, 22 games unbeaten. We were playing well, but the problem with Arsenal has always been, I feel they have a mentality problem too. They are weak mentally and they are fragile because you know Arsenal, when you get at Arsenal, you always score them. You get what I'm saying. So
defensively, they are fragile.
Defensively,
so they need
more leaders, number one, and they need defensive solidarity. Defensively, they are shambolic. Osheni has not been the same since he came back from his injury. Mustafi is error prone. Socrates, I don't know, he has not been able to adapt fully well to the Premier League because yes, why they have tried. That's now they've tried. Torreira has been very good. Aubameyang has been okay. Iwobi has improved drastically. Guendouzi has been good. Even Xhaka has
Guendouzi been good because I don't really get what he offers to the team. He just runs around with his plenty hair. You need to like tell me what does he offer, because how does he offer to the team? Because in terms of tackling, you have Torreira. In terms of making assists, you have Ozil. Okay, so now just tell me what Guendouzi offers to the team. And I don't know, maybe you kind of also tell me where is Ozil actually. So
okay, I will talk about Ozil, but first of all, Guendouzi he has the kind of personality that we need in the Arsenal team. The guy is just 19 years old, fam. He's just 19 years old, so you need to be patient. But to be fair, his job is not the job of the creator or of the scorer. He's not so judging him based on that is actually unfair, or the number of assists he gets. His job is to link the ball, link the midfield to attack. You get, and I feel for that he has done a good job for his age and for his level of exposure. But what I like about him, is his spirit and his personality. You get, he's the kind of person that makes a mistake but doesn't hide or doesn't withdraw, and you get what I'm saying. He still comes up, he still strives, and he's always trying, and he's always trying to lift every player up. For the kind of he's the youngest boy in terms of personality. He has one of the biggest personalities in the pitch, and I think that's what we need in that Arsenal team because there are no real leaders and there's no personality. You can see against West Ham the second half they were very poor.
Very poor. And they didn't even look like scoring.
They didn't even look like scoring, and I mean you want to qualify for the Champions League, and you can't do that playing that way. You can't just do that playing that way. Ozil, on the other hand, I feel the situation is somehow similar to what we discussed in form of Isco, because Emery has said that Ozil is important and all, but when the time comes for him to play, we don't see him. Ozil has an injury. He goes he recovers. He's always posting pictures on social media saying how he's going to come back, how he's fit and ready to go. And then time for football comes. Ozil is not in the squad. Ozil is not on the bench. He has not been. It's outrageous. I just feel Emery sees him as kind of a luxury player too, because defensively it doesn't offer anything. Yeah, because it's kind of weird because he recently just signed a new contract 250k per week, and him signing a new contract, you're going to be playing with him. In fact, he should be working hard for the money he makes at Arsenal, and he just sits on his game seat and he just a fortnight to play or whatever game he plays, and he just relaxes and collects his money. If he has the same problem with Isco, if he and the manager is crashing, I think the best thing to do to sell him, or just he needs to start playing because Arsenal is not creating against West Ham. Against West Ham they could not create, and if they had a player like Ozil, they bring him on, he could have been able to create chances for the team. Yeah, very correct, very true. I don't know. Ozil just has to do more. He has to do better. He has to work. He's been in situations like this before and he's responded to. I'm looking and I'm hoping that things get better for him and hopefully for Arsenal because we need him in the team. As for Chelsea, now they're saying they need a new. I'm a Chelsea fan, so I'm just trying to be neutral. As for Chelsea, they're trying to get into Higuain and they're trying to get in maybe another midfielder who will replace
who will replace Fabregas. Realistically, do you think that those two additions now can help us actually beat Manchester United and Arsenal to that top four position if they can get these two adequate additions, minding in that they are at the moment they are 6 points ahead of both Arsenal and Manchester United, both which are tied on the same point. So do you think if Chelsea can get in a proper striker and a midfielder, they can actually now cement their place in that top four position come the end of the season?
Definitely. I feel like Chelsea, most of the time, I feel like Chelsea play with 10 men when they play with either Morata or Jude. I'm sorry, but then still playing with 10 men. They are
even 9 if you add Willian.
No, I don't. To be fair, I like Willian. I feel he plays very well.
Really have him at back. Really have him at back.
He's not Barcelona.
But you like him.
Who is he going to bench? I won't take him over Dembele. I won't play Williams over Dembele. Obviously, I can't play him over Messi or Luis Suarez. So where can he play in our? He can't play. He can't replace Busquets. I won't take him over Coutinho. I won't take him over Rakitic, Otto, Vidal. So it's out of the question. But for Chelsea, I feel he's doing the best he can, and I feel he's trying. I just feel you guys are a little bit harsh on him. Then we're talking about the striking position. Morata and Giroud have been poor, not the quality or the standard for a top 4 team at all. So if they can get a proven goal scorer to join the supporting ranks of Hazard and
Pedro,
and Willian and Pedro, then they have a very, very good chance of not just cementing their top four. Obviously, they should finish in top four, but of actually pushing Liverpool and Man City. That's a long shot. Obviously, not this season. Not this season. If they can get a proven goal scorer and another creative midfielder, then definitely. But regardless, though, I still see them. I think they have enough quality and they play way better football than Arsenal and Manchester United. Forgetting their Manchester United recent revival, I feel they play better football. They should finish in the top four, regardless.
For Manchester United now, they have Solskjaer who has come in and he has done a tremendous job. 6 wins back to back. The first ever Manchester United manager to achieve such record, and he has finally brought them playing attacking football. He has finally brought them playing good football, and they also have Rashford, who is now finally also scoring goals. Pogba is performing now. So, what do you think is the difference in seeing Solskjaer making in a side that Mourinho did not make? Or do you think it's just the players got fed up with Mourinho? Because I feel the players got fed up with Mourinho, and even if you have brought a stick to manage Manchester United after sacking Mourinho, the players that are performing the same way they're performing like the players got, in my opinion, I feel they got fed up with Mourinho and his antics and everything. So what do you feel that Manchester United need in terms of signings, and what do you think about Solskjaer and their performance since he took over from Mr. Mourinho?
Well, to be fair, they've done very, very well. 6 wins, plus they've won their FA Cup game, I think. So that's 7. That's 7. They've been. I watched their game against Tottenham, and I've watched a couple of their performances since he took over. They've been playing very, very well. The Manchester United way, the way it was when Ferguson was there, when himself and Wenger were always fighting for the title. With Mourinho, the difference, like you said, is that the players will have played better than they were playing under Mourinho, even if you had brought it totally. Because this manager is relatively new. But I feel what he has done is he has gone in there and he has told them, look, you guys are better than what you've been showing under Mourinho. You guys, because obviously they have the quality. You're talking about
they have the players
in the world. You're talking about Romelu Lukaku, who scored over 100 Premier League goals. Playing for teams with lesser quality. You get what I'm saying? We're talking about Rashford, one of the best youngsters. He was nominated for the Golden Ball I think 2 years ago, and he was very close to winning it. You understand what I'm saying? We're talking about Alexis Sanchez, one of the best Arsene Wenger signings in the Premier League era. We're talking about Matic, 2 times Premier League winner. We're talking about David De Gea, who was phenomenal yesterday. So
his performance was out of the world.
Quality is there. So I feel what this guy has done, he has gone and he has he has told them, see, play to your abilities, play the ball. Don't Mourinho's tactics was, I'm sorry to say, but it was limiting them, hindering them. So you have a left back who is playing, and maybe he finds himself in the final third and he's playing with fear. Oh, I have to do something with this ball because I have to go and defend. So if anything happens, you get Mourinho is going to lambast me in the dressing room. I don't want that. So you get what, so they're playing with this limitation and this fear. Even Pogba could not even make the team to tell you how bad. So you see now this manager has gone there. Credit to him, he has done good job. He has gone there and he has told them, say, play to your abilities. If they play to their abilities, most of the time they will beat most of the teams in the Premier League. So he just need a little bit of tweak against the big team, which we saw yesterday, because defensively they were very good. The goal they scored was the classic Manchester United goal, classic counter-attack, one pass from Pogba to Rashford, finish goal, and the hair was in extraordinary. I was actually frustrated yesterday because
did you bet against them?
No, I didn't bet against them. Just for Banter's sake, I wanted to say but the hair was a beast yesterday. 11 saves in the game. Harry Kane, Alderweireld, Ali, Llorente. So it was. I'm sure they would have played that game for 2 days and nobody would have scored, because it was something that I've not seen a goalkeeping performance like that in a very long time. So I felt it was very good.
Because I do feel that without going back to Mourinho, I feel Mourinho is like maybe an outdated manager in the sense that he doesn't try to change with the times. The new set of managers have come in, people like Sarri, people like Guardiola, they've all come in, they've all tried to reinvent the game and change the game, and I feel Mourinho is still living in the past. And
on that Mourinho's issue is, I feel like now that he has been sacked, it should take a while. You know, when Guardiola left Barcelona, he went on a sabbatical. He has been coaching professional football since 2004 when he broke out with Porto, and he's basically been using the same system: defensive solidarity, counter-attack, defensive solidarity, counter-attack. But football has changed, like you said. Different managers have come. There's lots of technology. He has been found out. You get the defensive solidarity that Mourinho used to normally have with his teams. His Chelsea's team was it 2005, the first one that won the Premier League this season he came. Considered only 15 goals. 15.
Exactly.
To tell you
I do remember that season.
To tell you how good his teams always are defensively. But this season they consider close to 40 something goals. The place where he used to be so good. The place where he used to be so good, other managers have gone and said, guy, you want to pack your bus, pack your bus. We are going to pull down this bus. Liverpool went there and scored 3 goals, completely outplayed at Anfield. The game that says his departure. But I feel he needs new tactics. He needs to tweak a little bit of his formation and, give his players freedom basically, because football now is favoring teams that attack more, not teams that defend more. We're not attack for again. So he needs to go and do that. But nonetheless, he's a brilliant, great manager. He has done tremendous work. And
he has won a lot. And for Solskjaer, I think what Solskjaer needs to do for Manchester United is also improve them defensively. Because let's say the fact yesterday defensively they were poor, and if not for De Gea, the match could have ended 6-2. The match could have ended 6-3 with Tottenham scoring as much as 6 to 7 goals yesterday. So defensively, Manchester United are still poor, and De Gea came up with like his best performance this year and his best performance since the summer, since the World Cup. So I think Solskjaer needs to work on the team defensively and make them a bit tight, because the same problems they had under Mourinho, which even when they parked the bus, they still conceded lots of goals, could have happened yesterday, but De Gea came out and really helped the team. So let's quickly move on to yeah. Okay, let's move on to Liverpool now. Obviously, they are on the top of the table, and they are the ones leading the Premier League. Now, do you think that finally, after World War I or World War II, do you think that Liverpool can now finally? Do you think they can now finally win the league this season?
Personally, I don't think they can. I feel they have been very good. They considered just 10 goals this season. Salah is on fire. Mane has been very good. Firmino literally on fire. They have Fabinho was coming to the team and very good. They have Alisson. Then of course they have the best defender in the world in Van Dijk. But
in the world, really.
Currently, I think yes. Currently, defender.
Did you see David Luiz pass to Pedro over the weekend?
We judge defenders on their defending ability, not their assist making. In terms of defending, David Luiz is nothing close to Virgil van Dijk, so let's not even do that. But for Liverpool, back to the matter, for Liverpool, I feel this is their best chance in a long time. But something in me is just telling me they are going to flop because Man City are just hitting top gear now. Most of their players are coming back from injuries. You have KDB, but they hit one team for 9 at the Carling Cup first leg. So the previous game, I think they ended 7-0. So they are literally on fire. They have a game against Wolves, which is going to be a very big game in the title as well. So I feel Guardiola has this title-winning experience. The team has this title-winning experience. It may not sound like or look like it's important, but it's actually he has this what I feel is a footballing course where he has been unable to win anything for a while. They just crashed out of the FA Cup. They struggled to win against Brighton in the weekend 1-0. The Champions League is going to kick in in February against Bayern Munich. Plus this Liverpool team, I don't see anybody there being able to that has won the league. Okay, apart from James Milner when he won into Manchester City, being able to say, okay, guys, calm down. This is how it is. Okay, let's use that experience and that experience of having played through a title-winning season. So, I'm hoping they'll be able to do it. So it will be good for them and for the Premier League.
Well, because I do feel that what was my train of thought? Now I've kind of lost my train of thought. Okay, I do feel that Liverpool can still like against Brighton now over the weekend. It was a bit scrappy, but those are when you want to become champions of the Premier League, there are some matches that you just have to win. Whether it's 1-0, you just need to find a way. Whether it's to dive, like some people say Salah always does, or whether it's to just, even if it's scrappy goal, a scrappy 1-0 win, those kind of wins. Liverpool did not have that ability before, like last season or previous seasons. They didn't have this ability to get a win from any situation. Sometimes they end up drawing the match or they end up losing. So this are the kind of games where sometimes it just needs to get a win in whatever way. Yeah, and they've been able to like do it this season. So maybe that at the end of the season it might also work for them.
Sure. I really hope they'll be able to do it, but I really hope they'll be able to do it because they are, like we said, they have one of the best goalkeepers in the world in the Brazilian international. They have best defender. They have Mo Salah, African best. They have Mane. I think it was runner-up. They have Firmino, and you get. So I feel like this is the best time they have because they are in good position. The problem with Liverpool has always been they beat the big teams and then they go to lose to the small teams by maybe one kind of scrappy goal, and defensively they've been in shambles. But this season they've come only 10 goals conceded after how many games played. So this is the best chance, and I really hope for their sake that they are able to.
Let's talk about let's go to the championship. Let's just talk about like the major. I don't know if you read or you heard about the major events that happened recently about Leeds United. Did you hear about it?
No, I didn't catch that.
Okay. Let me just give you like a brief rundown of what happened over the weekend. Leeds United manager Marco Bielsa sent spies to go watch Derby County in the training ground. He actually sent a spy to go to Derby County's training ground and watch how Derby County was preparing for the match against them. That's Derby County was going to play Leeds over the weekend. And Leeds manager went and sent a spy to go to Derby County's training ground and watch Derby County play. And what happened is that someone reported when you're walking on the street, you see someone that just keeps on walking at your house looking at your environment. So someone reported this particular guy that this is a strange person with nothing, and this is making strange movements. He's looking through the fence, he's looking through what's happening. So they called in the police to arrest this person. So they arrested the person only to find out that this guy who was making a suspicious movement was actually
an employer,
from the enemy camp.
An employer from Leeds, and so it created a very big situation where Bielsa had to come and during before the match started. He took ownership and said, okay, I'm the one that sent the spy. The club doesn't know about it, but this is what I do. You know, Bielsa has coached in La Liga, he has coached in South America, he has coached even in France. He's a very seasoned coach. He says this is what he does in every league he has been, but this is not what Premiership is used to. This is not what England is used to. In fact, he's even frowned upon, but in those places in South America and La Liga and those places, it's kind of what everybody does. But in England, it's frowned upon when you send spies to go and watch your opponent. So he says this is what he does, and he takes full responsibility of that action. Do you feel like spying on teams? Do you think it's morally? Do you think it's right, or do you think it's what coaches to get used to it, that if I need to spy, I can spy you? So do you think, morally, do you think it's right in football for someone to be sending spies to go and watch the opponents before the game?
I think it's unnecessary. I think it's very, very unnecessary because now there's so much technology that you can actually analyze and know the way teams play, or probably that's what makes you a coach. You have to be smart and predict and analyze, and we have scouts, you have video footage, you can request for literally
data analysis.
You get what I'm saying? So sending a spy to go to their training ground is a little bit far-fetched, and actually I see it as being very, very unnecessary. We get so it was a good thing that they arrested that guy. But he actually does it in other leagues. I'm actually very, very surprised because those teams, I thought most of them have their training as the closed door training that even the media, the fans are not be able to see. So it's just like him and the same people. So how he has been able to infiltrate and go that far.
Exactly.
Because very important and desperate.
Because even the situation though, it was also a closed door, it was also a closed training, and they still found someone making movements that were not supposed to be made. And the fact is that for Lampard now, for example, let's say for the past week, they were supposed to play Leeds on Friday, every country is supposed to play Leeds on Friday, and for example now Lampard has been training his team every week, and let's say that spy has been in the training ground every week watching what Lampard is doing for the past 3 or 4 days leading up to the match, and he's reporting back to the outside that this is what Lampard is doing, this is how he's setting up his team. There's no way for, even after they've caught the spy, there's no way for Lampard to at the last minute, because this guy was found at the last minute, on the day before the match is when they caught him.
Who went on to win the game?
Leeds won the game 2-0. It beat but the fact is that Leeds is a better team for Derby County. The first leg ended 4-1. Leeds won the first leg 4-1. That's before the spine incident.
If you are that, why go so low as going to? It's actually wrong, morally wrong, it's wrong. You should be arrested. I bet. Maybe he'll be fined or something. The last topic I want us to just quickly address is this racial abuse that keeps on happening in the Premier League. Over the weekend, the match between Manchester United and Tottenham fans were allegedly reported to have racially abused their own player with his son, their Korean star with his son. So in Premier League, why does this racial issue? I know it happens in every league and happens in every major ground and everything, but over the past week now, it has happened to Sterling, it has happened to so many players. It has happened in Chelsea Stadium, it has happened in Tottenham Stadium, it has happened to Aubameyang where they throw him Tottenham fan trade banana. So why does this incident keep on happening, especially with Tottenham? I know it happens also with Chelsea, but Tottenham has been in the news. I think Tottenham supporters are one of the most.
I know you do not like Tottenham
because when they played us now, they had a couple of issues with us. Now both teams were fined, and now they've come and they are racially abusing their own player, son, I think.
Yeah. Their own player.
Why will you do that? Son is one of their best players in the team. So why?
Yeah. It's kind of
understand because personally,
go on.
Racism. This racism issue is not just football related, because and it's something that's not going to stop anytime soon. because though yes, they've tried to reduce it so much in footballing stadiums and all, but it always keeps showing its ugly head time and again and again and again. Again, it's a world problem. Racism is a world problem, so it's only expected that it's going to happen also in football. You get the best they can do, the best they can do, clubs that can do is to try to make sure most of the players or most of the supporters caught in the act are given lifetime bans from stadiums and stuff. So I think that's the best solution, because I don't think as a club or as a the footballing world, FIFA, CAF, and all the bodies, I don't think there's anything they can do to totally stamp out racism, because racism hasn't left. We are living in the world. Football is being played in the world. So if as a people, as a human race, we have not been able to eradicate racism out completely, it's always going to be happening in football. That's just the truth of the matter.
Because it's also on the final. It's kind of very sad, because Son is actually their own player, and I think he actually is he absconded now from Korea, because they're actually playing the Asian Cup at the moment. It's either he absconded or left the team just to play for the club, and he's not even performed badly. So I don't know why a couple of foolish fans.
I like Son. Anytime he's on the
he's a lovely player. Yes.
I mean, it's so good. So why would you want to racially abuse the player like that? It's just that player, that supporter needs to be jailed or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy world, man. Edmond, do you have any project going on? Or do you have something that you might be releasing anytime soon? Do you have anything going on that you would like to promote on the show?
For now, no. But whenever something comes up, I don't want to count my chickens for the hatch. Well, whenever something comes up, definitely I will always tell you, you're my guy. But for now, anybody listening to this, you can follow me on Twitter at Edmond Oris. I'm always there. Most of my tweets are football related to it, and well, most of the time I talk mostly banter. I just go there to make sure I laugh and everything. So you should just follow me on my social on Twitter, Edmond Oris.
I also think you're even a better Twitter user than I, because I try to tweet and I do tweet, but I try to select what I tweet, and I do not try to annoy people and everything. But you go out there and you don't care who you're pissing off. You don't know if you care if you're pissing off the Ronaldo fans. You don't care if you're
actually, to be fair with you, I actually want to piss off people more. I'm like, how can I people? I
oh my God!
I like it when they come and they start talking and start insulting and stuff. I'll just be on my phone and I'll be laughing. So
oh my God! So everybody go follow Edmond at Edmond Oris. That's EDMUNDORIS. Did I get that correct? Spelling?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can follow the show on. You can follow the View Center podcast at View Center Pod. That's View Center POD, not podcast info. View Center POD. Edmond, do you know who was the first person you followed on Twitter?
The first person I followed on Twitter, I think it's Whiskey. I actually joined Twitter. I actually joined Twitter in Convocation Hall in February 2016. Joseph, you should know Joseph.
I'll have him on the show very soon.
He was buzzing about the Twitter. So we were waiting for the lecture, and then I opened my phone and everything. So I will let follow. So I followed this.
Because I actually tried to check who was the first person you followed, and I tried to scroll down as much as possible to check who the first person you followed was, and it was also difficult because you have a lot of followers, and I really tried, but I had to make this podcast on time, so I couldn't get that. So next time I have you as my guest, I'll try and confirm really if Whiskey was the first person you followed on Twitter. So Edmond, I appreciate you for coming on the show on the first episode. I was really glad having you on the show.
Thank you, Tega. I appreciate this opportunity. Talking sports with you is always one of my favorite things in the world. So I'm really, really happy for this. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I look forward to having you in my subsequent episodes. Do take care of yourself.
Yeah, you too. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you. So everybody, that's the end of the show. Thank you for listening to us, and The episode will be up by tomorrow. You can listen to the show. You can subscribe. You can listen to it on Google Podcast. You can listen to it on iTunes. Thank you everybody for joining the show and take care. Peace.